10 signs you're a bad driver. Driving is one of those skills that most people believe they've mastered, yet statistics tell a different story. According to various traffic safety organizations, the majority of drivers rate themselves as above average, a mathematical impossibility that reveals just how poor our self-assessment can be when it comes to driving abilities. The truth is, bad driving habits are more common than we'd like to admit, and recognizing these warning signs is the first step toward becoming a safer, more courteous driver. Whether you're a new driver still learning the ropes or a seasoned veteran who's developed some questionable habits over the years, it's worth taking an honest look at your driving behavior. Bad driving isn't just about major accidents or road rage incidents. It's often the accumulation of small, seemingly harmless habits that put you and others at risk every time you get behind the wheel. 1. You're always running late and driving aggressively. One of the most telling signs of a problematic driver is chronic lateness paired with aggressive driving behavior. If you find yourself constantly speeding, weaving between lanes, tailgating, and treating every trip like a race against time, you're not just a bad driver, you're a dangerous one. This behavior stems from poor time management rather than driving skill, but it manifests on the road in ways that endanger everyone around you. Aggressive drivers often justify their behavior by claiming they're good at it, or that they're just trying to keep up with traffic. However, the constant stress of aggressive driving actually impairs judgment and reaction time, making accidents more likely. If you regularly find yourself honking at other drivers, making risky lane changes, or feeling frustrated by normal traffic patterns, it's time to leave earlier and reassess your priorities. 2. You use your phone while driving despite widespread awareness campaigns and legal restrictions in most areas. Distracted driving remains one of the most dangerous habits on our roads. If you regularly text, make calls, check social media, or even just glance at your phone while driving, you're exhibiting classic bad driver behavior. The statistics are sobering. Using a phone while driving makes you 4 times more likely to be involved in an accident. Many drivers convince themselves they can multitask effectively, or that they're only looking for a second. But human brains simply aren't wired to safely divide attention between driving and phone use. Even hands-free conversations can be problematic, as they create cognitive load that reduces awareness of road conditions and other vehicles. Professional drivers and driving instructors universally agree the phone should be completely off limits while the vehicle is in motion. 3. You don't use turn signals or use them incorrectly. Turn signals exist for one crucial purpose: to communicate your intentions to other drivers. If you frequently forget to use them too late, or leave them on long after completing a turn, you're creating confusion and potential hazards for everyone around you. This seemingly minor oversight is actually a major indicator of poor driving habits and lack of awareness. Good drivers develop the habit of signaling early and consistently, treating it as an automatic part of any lane change or turn. They also remember to turn off their signals promptly to avoid misleading other drivers. If you find yourself being reminded by passengers to use your turn signal, or if you notice other drivers seeming confused by your movements, this is definitely an area that needs improvement. 4. You follow too closely. Tailgating is one of the most common and dangerous driving behaviors, yet many drivers don't even realize they're doing it. The general rule is to maintain at least a 3-second following distance in good conditions, but bad drivers often follow much more closely, sometimes less than 1 second behind the vehicle in front of them. This leaves virtually no time to react if the lead vehicle stops suddenly. The psychology behind tailgating often involves impatience or an attempt to pressure the front driver to go faster. However, following too closely actually increases travel time when you factor in the higher likelihood of accidents and traffic disruptions. Good drivers understand that maintaining proper following distance is not just safer, it's also more efficient and less stressful. 5. You're unaware of your blind spots. Every vehicle has blind spots, areas around the car that aren't visible in mirrors. Bad drivers either don't know where their blind spots are or don't take proper steps to check them before changing lanes. This leads to those heart-stopping moments when you suddenly realize there's a car right next to you that you didn't see. Professional driving instructors emphasize the importance of the head check or shoulder check, physically turning your head to look over your shoulder before changing lanes. If you rely solely on mirrors, or if you frequently have close calls with vehicles you didn't see, you need to develop better blind spot awareness. Modern cars often have blind spot monitoring systems, but these are supplements to, not replacements for, proper checking techniques. 6. You have frequent near misses or minor accidents, while anyone can have an occasional close call or minor bender. Frequent incidents are a clear red flag. If you find yourself regularly having near misses, getting into minor accidents, or receiving traffic tickets, it's time to honestly evaluate your driving skills. Bad drivers often rationalize these incidents as bad luck or blame other drivers, but patterns don't lie. Keep track of your driving incidents over a 6-month period. If you're having more than 1 or 2 minor issues per month, or if you've had multiple accidents in a short time frame, consider taking a defensive driving course or getting additional instruction. Insurance companies track these patterns too, and frequent claims will result in higher premiums. 7. You don't adjust your driving for conditions. Weather, traffic, and road conditions require different driving approaches, but bad drivers often use the same techniques regardless of circumstances. Driving the speed limit in heavy rain, not increasing following distance in fog, or failing to use headlights in low visibility conditions are all signs of poor judgment and inflexibility. Good drivers constantly assess conditions and adjust their speed, following distance, and attention level accordingly. They understand that posted speed limits are designed for ideal conditions, and that responsible driving sometimes means going significantly slower than the limit. If you find yourself maintaining the same driving style, regardless of whether it's sunny, raining, or snowing, you need to develop more situational awareness. 8. You get honked at frequently while road rage is real, and some drivers are overly aggressive with their horns. If you're getting honked at regularly, you're probably doing something wrong. Most drivers reserve honking for situations where they feel genuinely threatened or frustrated by another driver's behavior. Common reasons include driving too slowly in the fast lane, not moving when lights change, making sudden lane changes, or being generally unpredictable. Pay attention to when and why you get honked at. If it's happening more than occasionally, consider what behaviors might be causing the problem. Sometimes it's a simple awareness issue. Perhaps you're not noticing when lights turn green, or you're inadvertently blocking other drivers. 9. You're uncomfortable with basic maneuvers. Confidence behind the wheel comes from competence, and if you still feel anxious or uncertain about basic driving maneuvers like parallel parking, merging onto highways, or navigating busy intersections, it suggests you haven't fully mastered fundamental driving skills. Bad drivers often avoid challenging situations rather than improving their abilities. This avoidance can actually make you a hazard to other drivers who expect predictable behavior. For example, if you're uncomfortable merging at highway speeds, you might enter traffic too slowly, causing other drivers to brake suddenly. If basic maneuvers still make you nervous after months or years of driving, consider getting additional instruction to build your confidence and competence. 10. You don't maintain your vehicle properly. Driving skill isn't just about what happens behind the wheel. It also involves maintaining your vehicle in safe operating condition. Bad drivers often neglect basic maintenance like checking tire pressure, replacing worn wipers, ensuring lights work, or keeping windshields clean. These oversights can directly impact safety and driving performance. A poorly maintained vehicle can make even a skilled driver appear incompetent. Worn tires reduce traction and increase stopping distances. Dirty windshields impair visibility, and malfunctioning lights prevent other drivers from seeing your intentions. Regular vehicle maintenance should be considered an essential part of responsible driving. The path to improvement, recognizing these signs in your own driving, is the first step toward improvement. Bad driving habits are often correctable with awareness, practice, and sometimes additional training. Consider taking a defensive driving course, practicing difficult maneuvers in safe environments, or even getting a few lessons with a professional instructor to identify and correct specific issues. Remember that becoming a better driver is an ongoing process, not a destination. Even experienced drivers can benefit from periodic self-evaluation and skill refreshment. The goal isn't perfection, it's developing safe, predictable, and courteous driving habits that make the road safer for everyone.